What's going on YouTube? It's Zach here with The Lefty Conservative. Welcome to another video. So today I want to talk to you about Joe Biden and yet another disparaging remark he made in regards to blacks in America. And let me just tell you, this guy just keeps digging a bigger and bigger hole for himself. He has not done himself any favors with the kind of remarks he's made lately in regards to blacks in America. All he's done up until this point is openly display his racism and ignorance towards blacks in America. But before we move forward, let's just take a quick look at what he said so that you know what I'm talking about. Roll the clip.
What you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things.
You see what I mean? What is wrong with this guy? I mean, what kind of presidential candidate says that about a particular demographic of people in America? Like I said, all this guy has done up until this point is openly display his racism and ignorance towards blacks in America. He basically said all blacks think alike, and basically implied that because they think alike, they should all vote for him. And what's pathetic about this is I don't hear anything from mainstream media calling Biden out to be a racist or saying that he's a racist for this comment that he made. But yet at the same time, Trump gets accused of being a racist 24/7. Yet in the time that he's been in office, I have yet to see or hear him make any kind of racist remark against blacks in America. And speaking of which, let's take a quick look at what he had to say in regards to Biden's disparaging remark. Roll the clip.
Joe Biden this morning totally disparaged and insulted the black community. What he said is incredible, and I don't know what's going on with...
See what I mean? Even Trump didn't even like what Biden said. He criticized Biden. He condemned Biden for what he said towards blacks. And a lot of you still think that Trump is a racist? Really? Don't you think that if Trump were truly a racist, he would have agreed with what Biden said towards blacks? I mean, come on. Trump is no racist. If he is the worst racist that I've ever seen. Hands down the worst. And speaking of disparaging remarks towards blacks, let's not forget this gaffe that Biden had fairly recently. Roll the clip.
Got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have no.
Yeah, Biden, keep it up with the racism. Keep it up with our ignorance towards blacks. I mean, what kind of presidential candidate tells blacks that they're not black unless they vote for him? I mean, I would argue that this remark is probably more racist than the one that I showed you earlier in this video. I mean, seriously. Do you guys still really think, for those of you who support Biden, really? Do you really think that he's a great fit? Do you really think that he's a good choice for blacks in America? I mean, this guy has spent half a century working as a career politician. And what has he accomplished in that time? Nothing. What has he done for blacks in that time? Nothing. I'll tell you one thing that he's definitely done for blacks. Lock them up. Oh yeah. The guy that you think is such a great fit to be a president co-wrote and co-signed the 1994 crime bill into effect. which locked up thousands of blacks across America. Seriously, Google it if you don't believe me. He co-wrote and co-signed the 1994 crime bill into effect. And like I said, it locked up thousands of black people across America. So how does that help blacks in any way? How? Whereas with Trump, he's done plenty to help blacks in America. Number one, he signed the First Step Act into effect, which freed thousands of blacks from incarceration. And not only that, he provided assistance to help them find jobs so that they could get back on their feet and have a second chance at life. And speaking of unemployment rate for blacks, before COVID-19, it was at an all-time low, around 6%. I mean, that's pretty good. That's really good. I mean, any rational, sane human being would look at everything that I just said and conclude that everything that Trump has done for blacks is pretty beneficial. I mean, again, a lot of you think he's a racist, but the evidence is right there. The evidence to the contrary is there. I mean, if you think that I'm making all this up, Google it. Seriously, Google it. And also, as a side note, another thing that he's done for blacks is provide funding for historically black colleges and universities to the tune of $255 million a year. And not only a year, on a permanent basis as well. Seriously, you can Google that one too. The evidence is all there. And like I said, if Trump is a racist, he is the worst racist I've ever seen. Whereas Biden is a quintessential racist, yet no one calls him out on it. Especially not from mainstream media. They attack Trump for that. Even though, like I said, there's overwhelming evidence to the contrary. But when someone like Biden does something racist or says something racist, they don't say anything. I mean, seriously. Come on, people. Like, am I wrong for saying what I said? Am I wrong for thinking the way I think? Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe and turn notifications on. I will talk to you in the next video. But until then, this is Zach with The Lefty Conservative. I'm out. Take care.